I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 3 recently, like a lot of Splatoon 3, but a few weeks ago, Title Update 2 came out for Mornin Sunbreak. So I decided to briefly stop the S3 grind and play the title update, and I really wasn't disappointed at all. Overall, this is a really solid update. The new monsters, armor skills, and improved layered weapon system are all really well done. But it's not the update overall that I really want to talk about. It's typically the rare species of Mizutsune I want to discuss in more detail. Especially because in my opinion, this might be the best Mizutsune fight in Rise, and I briefly want to delve into why. If you played Rise at all before Sunbreak came out, then you might be familiar with Apex Mizutsune. While this fight was honestly a pretty neat fight in base Rise, it really suffered from the meh design that the Apex monsters had overall, on top of not having unique armor or weapons or even a design to call its own. So much of this monster's design and its inspiration was taken from Soulseer, and essentially Soulseer without everything that made Soulseer good. It's essentially discount Walmart Soulseer, and in a series and a game where we want unique monster counts and each monster needs to stand out, this really isn't a good trait to have. Compared to Apex, the design of this Mizu is infinitely better. Apex had the bland and boring scar design that most of the other Apexes had. This Mizutsune stands out way more. The lilac and the orange eyes are really nice contrast to the base color palette of Mizutsune, along with the really nice fire bubble effects that it leaves as it moves across the ground. And when it's enraged, the tips of its fins and tail start to glow blue, along with it getting a general fire aura around it, and I think this is honestly a really nice touch to help sell the whole Violet theme. Violet takes the exploding bubbles from Apex and expands on them even further, making them a more centralized part of the fight so that they're actually something to watch out for. In the Apex fight, they kinda just floated there, being a brief obstacle to dodge while trying to approach Apex. Now, in Violet's fight, the exploding bubbles actually matter, since they can home onto you after certain attacks, meaning that you really need to use what openings you have, but also use quicker attacks so you have time to also dodge or parry the bubbles. Violet also gets brand new attacks, like exploding claw swipes, flaming bites, and it gets a new super move, which is essentially a spirit bomb. I really like the super move on this monster, because even though Mizu might have already set up the bomb and you're struggling for time, if you keep being aggressive and position well, then you can knock Mizu out of its enraged state and have the spirit bomb fall on it, which is a really nice touch. These new attacks flow really well with the rest of Mizu's moveset, and as someone who has speedran this monster hundreds of times and knows his moveset better than I should, these new attacks have really helped to keep me on my toes and really made me rethink how I position around some of Mizu's moves. Since even with Mizu moving around, it leaves fire bubbles all over the floor, which again, forces me to rethink how I position, and I really enjoyed that about this fight. This is the best Mizutsune Rise has made, but the goods don't end at the fight. This monster still has an armor set and new weapons to craft. I won't be focusing too much on the weapons, but I love how good the new colors make them look, and the armor is the most excited I've been for an armor set in a title update. The skills on this armor are amazing. There's weakness exploit, adrenaline rush, agitator, offensive guard, flinch free, evade extender, and stamina surge, which makes some of the individual pieces, specifically the chest and legs, really nice to run on a mix set. But the crown jewel of this armor set is the new skill it introduces, Embolden. This ability makes it so when you're targeted by a monster, it's more likely to become enraged, but in exchange, your own defense increases. While it's active, you get defense, more iframes during dodges, and it lowers impact when guarding. Level 3 of the skill gives you plus 40 defense, more iframes, and noticeably less impact from guarding attacks. As a lance user, Embolden is one of the skills I'm really interested in running, since if you run it with Agitator, you can still get its defensive benefits while still getting attack and affinity buffs from Agitator. Violet Mizutsune is my favorite fight in Mornin Sunbreak so far. Again, this game really doesn't disappoint me with its spectacular fights and just how engaging they are. I can't wait for the next title update to see what Capcom has up their sleeve next, and honestly, based on what rumblings I've been hearing, it's looking pretty good. So, I'll catch you all next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.